Good evening, one and all. Welcome to the 1927 Club pod. I'm not going into that, Rhys. We do it every time. I do it every time, but I'm not going into it. Good evening, all, anyway, and welcome to the 1927 Club. We're a little bit early this week. We will be here Saturday as well after the Bristol City game, but the Flower Hour couldn't go ahead tonight. Mr. Rod Boyle's got family commitments, and so the 1927 Club is taking over the Flower Hour tonight. So welcome to my co-host, Mr. Rhys David Evans, friend of man and beast. How are we, buddy?
Not bad.
Looking forward to the seven-side derby on the weekend, pal.
I can't wait to be back, honestly. It feels a while now since the last league game at home. I think it was Swansea, wasn't it? Was it Swansea at home, the last one?
I don't know, but my memory is shocking.
It was
Leeds away.
Leeds away and stuff. I think Swansea was last home game. It feels ages ago anyway today, so nice to be back, another derby as well, get the place bouncing. Yeah, and especially after the performance on Tuesday, they owe us a performance on Saturday, so expecting a big one.
You was with us in spirit up in Stoke last week, but well, your ticket number was anyway, so at least that might come in handy. But if we get through Villa now and we get another draw in an away draw, but
well, I said to the boys, I'm thinking about going to Villa. Depends when it is, like. So
yeah, I wonder when that'll be announced. It'll be interesting to see if anybody in the comments knows when that'll be announced. I'm not too sure. I think it's like the first weekend in March, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's the first weekend in March because they've postponed the Burnley game. But I don't know if it'll be a Friday night, Saturday, Sunday night, Monday. Yeah, I think they'll spread the games around now to get them all on TV. So I'm hoping it's like
that Burnley game's a home game as well, was it?
Yeah, so that'll be postponed.
So that'll be another midweek then. So you'll be happy with that.
Well, yeah, another one I can go to, and so getting my money's worth for my season ticket. So
yeah, fair play to you to get a season ticket, and obviously you work more Saturdays. It's I bet you film in really when you're in work,
Most of the time, but to be fair, I've done quite a lot of Saturday games this year. I've been lucky at that. I've been doing cover and swapping stuff around, so I've been sorted. But again, it's supporting Cardiff is a nightmare half time, so the season ticket it's not the worry, like.
No, that's it. So the plan of attack for tonight, I thought, obviously, I've been on with Si since, obviously, that poor performance Tuesday night down in Portsmouth, so I thought I'd just ask you a couple of questions relating to that, and then just perhaps look ahead and look forward to Saturday. We'll have a little chat about Saturday, and then obviously we'll get involved with the comments as well. As always, the people in the chat keeps the show ticking over. There's always busy, always lots of comments. So if you've got any questions or anything, guys, and you want to put a comment on, get it on. I'll do my best to read them out. Can't promise anything. Depends how busy we get, but I shall try. So, straight into it then. What was your thoughts on Tuesday night, buddy?
Just absolutely embarrassing. Probably one of the worst performances I've seen. Second to every ball. 5-yard passing straight to the Pompey players. Missed time tackles. First touch wasn't there. They just didn't look like they were up for it. And again, a must-win game. It was 6-pointer, and they were not there at all. It was so frustrating. I thought the lineup was a bit surprising. Mansverk looks like a decent player, but playing him as a 10, I thought was a bit out there. You could have put Robertson at 10 and put Salic up top. I mean, if you're looking for fresher legs, I just thought it was a bit straight. I didn't understand why they put, I think it's Rolls, but you haven't got the legs to run around for 90 minutes. So I thought Mansverk dropping back here would have been the idea, and put Robinson 10, Salic up top. Or even Alves or someone with fresher legs who got pace. Yeah. I just thought it was, I don't know, it just didn't seem to be at the races. I thought O'Dowda had a decent game. But apart from that, I thought they all were shocking.
Yeah, what gets me is the fact that, looking at the starting side, not saying it's negative, but set up more defensive than what we should do then, or what I believe we should really. And I think I said before we come on live, I think sometimes we do worry too much about what the opposition is going to bring rather than, focusing on what we are good at or where our strengths are.
Yeah. But again, we're in a relegation battle. I didn't even look like we were like, to me, we just didn't shuffle it. That was the worst thing. You can go away to Pompey, right? Put an effort in and lose, and you come home and you go, you know what, we give it our best, we lost.
Yeah.
Well, I can't even say they put an effort in for it. That was the worst thing.
Yeah.
I watched the show.
It wasn't just one or two ad-off games. It was 3, 4, 5 players weren't great, and at this level you just can't afford for that amount of players on the night to have an off game, can you?
Well, that's the thing, and again, this goes back to the point we make most weeks: lack of leadership and accountability on the pitch, and as well the camera kept cutting into the sidelines on the feed I was watching, and it was just. And also not putting any blame on Ramazat, but he just stood there with his hands in his pocket. Every time the camera cut to him, and he wants someone. Rhys is a vocal coach, and I think we needed someone on the side and screaming at the players just to wake up a bit. Because I think 85th minute, Robertson had that volley straight to the keeper. They got the other end.
Anywhere else. Yeah, he hit it too good, didn't he? If he'd skeffed it, he probably would have gone in. But
honestly, I just thought we would have just. I watched the show Tuesday, and I did see Sai said about Alec. He didn't have the best of games, and I did feel for Alec a bit because the amount of times the ball got to full back, they turned to face him, so the ball's going to be played back to him. Their strikers are on the run already, so by the time the ball gets to Alec, the strikers pressing him straight away. And I just think the defenders didn't help him out. I just thought we looked shocking all the pitch. Surprised to see Fish start. Again, 120 minutes. Hasn't played much, and all of a sudden he's 120 minutes, and he plays again on Tuesday. I'm surprised at that. I just thought the selection was wrong. I thought the way we set up was wrong. And again, it was a must-win game. It's a 6-pointer. And I just think, again, this is I'm not blaming Rhys. I don't want to put blame on Rhys, but we spoke about this earlier. He's got 3 wins in the last 18 league games, and the amount of times we see set up wrong and stuff. I'm thinking we've got a coach. Not necessarily a manager. Now, he will get that experience, but he's just hoping someone like Richard Shaw's on the side say, look, you need to set up to attack his Pompey side. They're fighting for their lives at the bottom. If we get an early goal against them, they could crumble. But we didn't. Yeah. We just sat off them, let them have the ball, and they just took us apart.
And, they started exactly how we should have, especially, away. You want to try and get into an early doors type of thing. They were pressing high. They were putting us under pressure. Mistakes and rolls a couple of times, just kicking the ball aimlessly, and it wasn't just rolls. There was a number of players who've done that.
But how many times have we gone to games this season now, and we've said the same thing? We started slow. Like, honest to God, it's one of the worst starters in games ever. Honestly, we played Plymouth at home this year. We beat them 5-0. Obafemi, I think his name is, went through within the first 2 minutes, 1-on-1 with Alec, and hit the side net in. He scores that, it's a different game. The amount of times I've seen us, just the first 5 minutes, we're not at the races. And again, that's another thing, the leadership again. There's someone on that pitch got to be there, organise them, sort them out. But there's no accountability. And it's the same thing we hear after the games. The players will learn from this. We'll see a post now tomorrow, the players smiling and training and all happy. And you're thinking, this is, it's a bit of a piss take, really, if you're a fan watching this. We're fighting relegation. They don't put the effort in, and they're all happy and smiling and training. I get why they got to be smiling and training for morale, but don't take photos of it like for the fans, because we're showing up with our numbers, but the players not doing their part, and it's just frustrating.
The atmosphere on Tuesday night looked good, didn't it? I think I said on one of the shows, I'm not sure if it was last night, which on Sai's radio show, the quick catch up I had with Sai after the game Tuesday night, but it just reminded me of old Ninian Park days, enclosed stadium. It looked, pretty much full, didn't it? Yeah,
close to the pitch as well, and that adds to the atmosphere, doesn't it? And let's be honest, the home fans, the vocal fans are right next to the way end, and you see it, like there's just a line of police officers, that's all is separating them. And you come to Cardiff and you've got 6 rocks of seats have been closed off. You've got the family stand this side there, and you're thinking the club have killed the atmosphere in that stadium. I mean, I know people say Wales games is loud and stuff, but that's because Wales games, they organise it right. When it comes to Cardiff, they just do their best to separate everyone, make people sit down in certain areas.
Yeah.
Just put the vocal fans away from the away fans. It's just a joke, honestly.
Before we move on to Bristol then, what's your thoughts of young William Alves? I know we haven't seen, he's had a couple of cameo appearances off the bench. What's your initial thoughts on that young man, mate?
I like him. I think he's direct with the ball. He's not scared with it. He's fearless with the ball at his feet. He runs at defenders, tries taking them on. puts the ball in the box, which is something we haven't done for a while. The Stoke game, he was just running again, left foot, right foot. I just think he looks like something we've been missing, and I think I'd start him on the right-hand side, I think I would, because I think O'Dowda showed again another good performance, the left wing on his Pompey. I thought O'Dowda was our best player on the pitch. I was surprised to see him get dropped back to left back, but Ashford had a very quiet game. So I'd be starting Alves on the right. And O'Dowda left wing I would on Saturday. I do like to look at him.
Yeah, we'll come on to that in a bit. Now, let's dive into some of the comments then and have a little look who's about. Damien, good evening, buddy. As always, Paul's your evening, lads and ladies and fans in the chat. Hope you're well. Suze is here. Gavin's here. Vincent's there. Good evening, guys.
Evening.
Jonathan Davis. All getting VAR next round. We'll come on to that as well a bit later. I'm not looking forward to the Wurzels game. Just don't know what Cardiff team turns up and having so many defensive frailties. Again, we'll talk a little bit about that now. Unfortunately, Robertson is still out. Surely Colwell starts and the lineup isn't as negative as the last one. Birmingham home, March the 1st at 12:30. Wonder what day time they give us, taking this into consideration. Yeah, I suppose they've got to look at all their different things, ain't they? Rhys, good evening, buddy. Gal says, Bristol game, we got to play Ruben. No Joe Rolls to start for me. Please start Saleh. Jamie goes on to say most games are won by not conceding. That really at the end against 4 shots on target in under 20 seconds, left the fight too late defensive-wise.
They just dragged us all over the place. Guttas was dragged out of position so many times, and you're just thinking it's not his fault, but the lack of mobility in front of him was just there to see. I said this to you all the time. Now Sio's gone, we will now miss his mobility on his legs. Now we can't see it anymore, and I think we are missing it big time.
Yeah, 100% agree with you, buddy. 100% agree with you. How well we've conceded 12 goals in the last 3 games. Obviously, 7 of those were in the one game against Leeds. Just hope we don't start to concede loads of goals. And I think when we come on to that point, then let's I think we both praised Rinomota, but I think it is starting to become a bit of a pattern now. We do tend to concede a lot of goals down that channel. Have you thought much about that, or is that something you've noticed?
So I have seen it, but again, I think it's a lack of cover there, I think, if anything, really. I mean, usually you used to have CEO in front of him. And again, that mobility and legs covering him. His Pompey, the first goal, it was Chambers who come across, misses the tackle after Ashford lost the ball. And I don't blame Reno for that one. And then the corner. But yeah, I just think there's no real support for him because Ashford does come back. But usually, like I said, you should have CEO dropping in as well. And there's a 3 cover then, it would be. Now he hasn't got that. So they're doubling up on him, and it's a 2-on-1 situation. Lag cover, it's killing us. So, but again, it's not just Reno. I think we've seen Perry struggle right back lately. I personally try Perry as centre half. I mean, not being funny, he can't get any worse at the minute. If Fish is really shattered, after 90 minutes and 120 minutes as well, you might have to just switch around a bit.
Yeah. John says, need to get the defence in right positions. Guttas or Fish at right centre-back with Darland or Bagan at left centre-back. Well, Darland's not going to be there. I think he's come out today and said that he had stitches in his leg. I can't see why he couldn't play with stitches in his leg. Mind if he bandaged it up, unless it's in a place where obviously he's going to tear. I don't know where the stitches were, if they were in his knee or lower down his leg. I'm not sure. Here's an interesting question from Rhys, or statement, I should say. I think Guttas has been poor the last couple of games. Maybe that's down to CO going. They seemed like best pals. Yeah, they were always together, weren't they? And laughing and joking. You don't know how much of an impact that has, because I think Guttas come to the club because of Bullet, didn't he? Yeah.
Again, he's come from another country, and I think we've seen it, didn't we, when last year Guttas lost a family member. He scored on New Year's Day against QPR and Eda. He looked emotional. I think he was struggling with homesickness then. And now to lose, let's be honest, the one guy you can talk to every day in training. And CEO wasn't just a good player on the pitch, like he's a great character off it as well. You see all the training videos the club used to post, and CEO will be at the centre of attention all the time. We need to get everyone laughing. And to lose a character like that, it's got to have a big impact.
Right, here's a question for you then, buddy. Opinions on Chris Willock?
We haven't seen the best Chris Willock yet. I don't know. I personally couldn't tell what his best position is. Inside forward, maybe off the right hand side, but we're not playing that kind of football. We're looking to play out wingers with a number 9. So I don't understand. I don't think
you've had a consistent enough. Right, you've showed glimpses of what he can do, haven't he? But again, he's not one who's had a consistent run in the team, really. I don't suppose.
Yeah,
he come off the bench
But the thing is, though, I get that, but when you get your chance, you should look to take it. But nothing against him. I was a bit confused when we signed him in the summer because I didn't know where he was going to play, because I don't think QPR got the best of him either, really. I mean, he's not a 10. He's not an out winger. I don't think he's a striker. His off the ball running and movement of position is not, he's not playing off the shoulder. Inside forward off the right, but again, we don't play that kind of football. If you want to target man like Salah's playing, inside forwards might work because he holds the ball up and you've got runners either side and coming in narrow. But I don't know. I don't see him playing there again. If we play Salah on Saturday, I can see Willock get a game because again, inside forward. But really, you want Alves and O'Dowd playing because they're wingers with a pace. We'll get balls whipped in the box. I don't know. I won't be surprised if he goes in the summer, but then I won't be surprised if we give him another contract because we've got to keep every player we can right now because we're losing like 13 or 9 now, sorry.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Right, let's get back to the comments. Rhys has said today, Sue said that Darling won't be ready. Worrying times, we don't know what team is going to turn up, and the teams around us did good in January, and we look a bit lost from game to game. I still think we'll stay up. But as me and Rhys were talking just before we come on live, I think the next 3 games are massive for us before we go into March.
Yeah.
Because March looks a very, very difficult month. And it doesn't look very nice for us March time, but does it, in fairness?
No, but again, this month was the make or break, I thought, for me. I thought if we got 10 points this month, I thought we'd be okay. Pompey a 6-pointer, Plymouth a 6-pointer, Bristol City at home, you've got to be winning your derby games, you've got to be winning your home games. And then we got Hull at the end of the month, and you're thinking, Hull, you don't know what Hull's going to turn up. On the day, Hull could turn up and turn us over, or they could just crumble. So, no, I think it's 9 points are a must now for me right now. Because next month, do I see us taking anything against Burnley? Not really. I think we leaked goals we shouldn't be leaking. We've not fixed that at the back. We've had 6 or 7 months now to fix up the back, the leaky defence, and we still haven't done it. I wouldn't say we're not creating chances, but I just don't ever look like we're going to score. We get to the final third, and we just look a bit unsure with ourselves what to do with the ball. We try and pass it in, and I just think...
Yeah, sometimes I think we got to try and be a bit more ruthless and don't be afraid to have a go, I think.
Yeah. Again, this month now, it's just... We've got to get points on the board this month because this is getting bad, and the worst thing is it's just season after season now as well. And it doesn't seem to be any lessons learned. And the worst thing is season after season now, the teams that are down there are getting stronger, getting better, and we seem to be stagnant. And again, that's a big problem, a big worry for me, that is.
Plymouth away a week Saturday could not have come at a worse time. No, it could have come a week later after payday, but no, I ain't going to Plymouth away, so I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, they're on a bit of a going the right way this time now, aren't they? Since that, they've had a couple of good wins, haven't they?
Some big results. Hopefully, though, Luke Williams gets the sack of Swansea now and they hire Wayne Rooney, because that's one team definitely down then.
I want to go back to the stitches in the shin for Darland. So, stitches in the shin, is that something that should keep a player out, do you think? Especially when you look at, I know it's a different sport altogether, but when you see a rugby player cut his eye or whatever, he goes off, gets it all bandaged, stitched up, they come back on, don't they? You think now with the footballers with shin guards and stuff like that, then I think that's a bit of a cop-out, to be fair.
First of all, the shin pads these days are ridiculous. They're about this big, they are. When I play football, I had a massive one, so the top of the kneecap down, big ankle protectors on either side as well. But it depends where it is. It might be right on the foot, right, just above the foot and the ankle. And if it's there, wearing a boot, you won't be able to kick a ball, or maybe it could be infected or something. We don't know. Or it might be medical. It might be medical reasons. You can't play with the stitches in because it might tear something, and if he's bleeding, then it's a waste of sub. I don't quite know. But again, like we said it before the show started, Paul put in the chat earlier that Rhys said all the players are back apart from, and then named like 7 players that are out injured. So it is a worry because again, I think our biggest miss right now is Robertson. I think that's the biggest miss we got. I think at 10 he makes everything tick. Yeah,
it's that creativity, and it showed on Tuesday night when we had the 3 there that we just didn't have anybody in it. I just think it puts the defence under so much pressure knowing that 3 is in front of him. And I'm not knocking any of the 3 because Chambers, I thought, has been outstanding. Rolls is a legend. And obviously Manswerk is just coming into the setup. So, we still getting to learn about him, really. But I just think, we just set up wrong. But I'm not going to talk any more about that. Size keeping an eye on us in the chat, no doubt. So everybody in the chat, please, if you can, please subscribe to the channel. Sai wants to hit that magic 1,000 number. We're currently on 932 subscriptions at present. Also, if you want to become a member of Cardiff City World, the information is scrolling across the bottom of your screen, and it has been since the very beginning. So you can follow that information there, or you can have a little look on the Cardiff City YouTube channel, and you follow the information there. There are some perks to the becoming a member. You get access to early access to the tickets for the live events. The first live event of 2025 is in April. Mr. Glenn Loovens is coming down to spend a couple of hours with us at Splott Cons. So, it's worth joining just to get your early access and get your tickets. You get access to member shows. There's weekly content coming out for members. Size, I think there's going to be an email sent out to members tomorrow with a list of some of the other live events planned for 2025's, names included. So you'll have an idea of some of the other live events in 2025. So for the price of a cup of coffee a month, you're helping the channel out, you're helping Sai being able to put content out 24 hours, 7 days a week rather. It keeps everything ticking over. But if you can, subscribe, share the videos, comment after the lives, it all helps the algorithm of the channel and keeps us going in the right way. So talking about subscriptions and kind of going off football a minute, and I'm going to chuck you back. How did you get into, obviously Ace Podcast Nation was the starter channel, and should we say, before obviously Sai created Cardiff City World. Talk us and tell, obviously, some of the listeners, mate, who perhaps haven't heard of you before, how you got into listening to, some of Sai's podcasts on Ace Podcast Nation and where it's grown from the kind of the beginning, but
I started watching before COVID. I did. I only just started getting the podcast. I was trying to find if any Cardiff players done any, and I typed in Kavanagh on YouTube. I came across Sai's channel where we had long flowing hair, and I commented on it. This is great. And he said, I'm going to do another one soon with Andy Campbell. So tune in. So I watched the Andy Campbell one then. And I watched a few others, and then COVID hit. And all of a sudden, we all started watching every single weekend, Monday Night Football with Andy Campbell and stuff. Thursday, I think we started watching from there. And I think there was about 8 of us originally, or 8 to 10 of us from there. And it was a small group. I think at the time, I remember Sai saying one day he'd like to do a live event and stuff, but I didn't think it would happen. And then all of a sudden, COVID ended. And I think the pod just grew in there. I think Andy left. I think it took a little while before Sai got the pod back up again after Andy left. I think we kind of just, was random episodes of here and there. They weren't bad, nothing, but it was just, there was no cohesion. And then all of a sudden they went, right, we're going to do a Saturday post show now. We're going to do a Friday pre-show and stuff. I think from there kicked on, and then now I think I joined the start of, just after the start of the season. Leeds United was home, was my first pod. I think since then we've just grown and grown and grown, and done all the live shows, and to be fair, they've been brilliant. But the good thing is none of us knew each other when we first went to a live event. We only messaged each other, sort of thing. So we're all on our own, sort of thing. So if you are going to go to a live event, you're on your own. Just do it. You'll make friends there. You're a great bunch of people, honestly.
Yeah, and we've got a private WhatsApp group as well for, the members. And you haven't got to be a member. If you want to join the WhatsApp group, you can. But there must be about 15 or 20 of us in the WhatsApp group as well, I think, which is...
Yes. It's great. Again, the WhatsApp group, I think, helped get a lot of people through COVID as well, didn't it, when we first started. Like, you could say you were struggling, you could put it in there, and let's be honest, everyone would jump into the chat straight away. It was a great community we started at the time. It was absolutely fantastic. But
if anybody does have any questions or wants to know any more about joining, obviously get in touch with myself or Rhys or obviously Simon. But the information, like I said, it's going across the bottom of the screen, and you can look at it on the YouTube channel as well. Let's see if we can get a new live member before the end of the show.
Just stay online do you have to? Don't leave.
Be here till we got to go to work in the morning. Bob Bang 27 was looking at the fixtures last night, could only see us getting 16 points max from the last games. Is 47 enough to stay up? So close, isn't it? I was looking at it before we come online, and I think was it 6 points separate the bottom 7 clubs. I think Luton at the bottom on 27, and I think 2 places above us on 33. So it's so close. And like you said, if we can go on a bit of a win now, pick up 2 or 3 wins. We kind of creep up a little bit, but it's so hard to do, innit? It's so difficult to do.
The frustrating thing is we seem to be relying on other teams performing and getting results, and we should be focused on ourselves. We should get the points on the board ourselves and let the other teams worry about themselves. Because every time we pick up a win, other teams around us are going to be like, "Oh, Cardiff have won again." Or do you know what I mean? So it's a mental aspect as well. We've got to win our games. It is so worrying, and again, it's silence on the board. Week in, week out, the same rubbish.
Yeah, I'm just going to start going through the comments again. Did you see this? No, I don't watch any of that crap.
To be fair, I did see the stadium last night, and I know ours is empty, but Jesus wept. They must be dressing up as fancy dresses, empty seats over there. It's just, that's how bad it is.
Gary Evans, good morning in New Zealand, buddy. Let's hammer Bristol, yes. Fingers crossed, my friend. Rhys has managed to book Saturday off as well, so you'll be there, mate, won't you?
Yeah, there. Canton 103 at the back, start the chance and stuff.
I really, really like Mansfield. Looks like a quality ball carrier. Yeah, I think Si asked me the other night, it might have been last night actually, what my opinions were, and I said, I still want to see more of him, type of thing. It's, we've seen him in, 2-3 games now, I think. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see a bit more of him now and how he settles and things.
One thing on Mansfield as well, I've noticed a few of his one-touch balls and stuff, they don't come off because the players aren't expecting them. And I think when you've been playing with a better quality player, they expect that first touch, first pass, and our lot aren't expecting it, so it's not coming off. So I don't blame him for all the misplaced passes. 1 or 2 were his fault, don't get me wrong, it was poor. But there's a few of them players should be expecting the ball to go somewhere, and they're just not.
I think Simon put something in it about possibly Giles starting. I don't think I would start him either. He's still a young man, lots and lots of potential. But I would, I've liked Bagan playing at centre back, man. I thought he's done really well when he stepped into that position. But yeah, I think he'll probably play him left back, and it'll be Gutas and Fish centre backs on the weekend. To be fair,
same. Again, Reno done the best game on Tuesday night. But let's remember now, Reno played 90 minutes the week before, 120 minutes against Stoke, 90 minutes against Pompey. I think he played 90 minutes against, not sure if he came off against Pompey actually, but again, he's been playing non-stop every single minute Reno have. He does need a slight rest, so I'm not blaming him for some of the mistakes, but again, accountability needed on the pitch and leadership, I think, is lacking.
Yeah. Jamie says, when a team is playing bad, the defender will always say, I can't play bad this weekend, but if flying high, stitches won't stop them being available. Yeah, that's a good point. Andy Legg, what a legend. Jonathan Davis says, we've been picking up points, but anytime we do, the ones around us are picking up points as well. The teams ahead are the only ones regularly dropping points. Yeah, you spot on there as well, mate. And I was speaking to Rhys before we come on live, and I think he said, up to the last 18 games, we'd won 3, drew something like 8, was it? I think
7 draws, 8 losses, and 3 wins in the last 18 games.
Yeah, so you think 2 or 3 of them games, if we'd managed to hold out or win them games, then we're talking 4-6 points more than what we got now. But again, it's too close for comfort at the bottom. Like I said, we're 4 points, we're 2 places above the relegation zone, but we're only 4 points off the bottom place in the league. Like, so it is scary times, buddy. And like you said, it is so close.
But you looking back, I mean, Millwall gave away 2 early goals again, slow starts. Stoke away, we were 2-1 up in 95th minute. Stoke equalised. Like some of the goals we can see, it's just so frustrating. Watford, we were winning 1-0, and we sat back, invited pressure as we always do, and we crumbled and they scored. We need to just stop sitting back in games, inviting pressure, keep the press going. It's so frustrating to watch. We can all see it if it's coming, but no one else can. And it's so frustrating, honestly. Yeah.
Here's an interesting one. I've got a feeling Chambers might be dropped back to play with Gutas, to be honest. Don't want it, but can see it coming. I don't think he will. I don't know what your thoughts are.
Well, Chambers has been a revelation in midfield for me. I just think we see the best of Chambers in midfield when he had legs next to him in CEO. Because you've got a runner, then you've got someone who can read the ball as well, and I just think they were a perfect partnership. I know Rhys said in January, CEO went because it was the right time for the club. I don't agree with that. I know we might have got a bit of money in now, but I'd rather keep CEO for the relegation fight. Let him go to free if we have to, and then we look to replace in the summer. I just think we've lost a big player there, we have. And again, not just on the pitch, but off it as well in the dressing room. I just think characters like that don't come often. And I think we've lost something there.
Good point here from Darren. Good evening, buddy. Because of his goals, I'm not sure if Robertson is exempt from criticism. I watched him closely on Tuesday. For some reason, he pivots in the opposite direction or slows down when a challenge is needed. Obviously, he's our top scorer this season, and he scored some important goals for us. But again, I was disappointed with him on Tuesday. Caught offside a number of times. Yeah. And it's just frustrating, isn't it, when it's so close.
Like again, it wasn't really working playing off the shoulder because they were catching him offside quite a few times. It was calling for Salic to come on a bit earlier, in my opinion. He could have dropped Robbo into a 10, let him try and run things there. Nothing is Rolls. He didn't have legs for it on that Tuesday. Or drop Manswork there and put Robertson in 10, and then give Salic up top. But again, but we've said about Ruben now. I've said it personally. I always say it. Ruben will have one game where he's 9 out of 10, and then he'll go back to a 6 out of 10 for the next 5-6 games. Saturday, he's probably going to start Ruben. He's got to show he can do something. He needs consistency. He's played, and he's not consistent. And we've had about 6 or 7 managers now who just don't start him regularly. He's got to start putting performances now, because again, otherwise we could be in League One, and he could find himself playing in something like Millwall.
And for me, I don't know whether he tries to do too much and he tries to do fancy things, but sometimes he just try and do a little bit too much, and perhaps he hasn't got to do that.
Yeah. He's not an 8. I know Ben, he wants him to play deeper in the 8. He's not an 8 for me. He's not.
If he scores a goal like he did last time against Bristol on Saturday, mind he can do whatever he wants, whatever he wants to, because that was a beauty, wasn't it?
I was, to be fair, cuts inside 2 players and puts it in. But again, that's one game he stands out in, and then he has another 5 or 6 games after that where he's.
I think he got dropped after that game, didn't he, as well?
He's bang average. It's just he's got to get consistency, and he hasn't got to do get an assist and 3 goals or 2 goals a game, but just keep the flow of the game going. Don't. A lot of times he loses the ball because he's trying to turn a player, or he's letting the ball run past him before trying to get onto it. You don't need to do it. Just take a touch, give the ball to someone else, move into position. There's pockets of space there. Find one. But right now he's a bit too easy to play against, I think he is, and defend against.
Yeah,
he needs to get consistency.
So thinking about Saturday then, I think Derek Brazil was on the radio show with Si last night. Apparently, they've sold quite a lot of tickets for Saturday. Derek seems to think the atmosphere would be very similar to the South Wales derby. I think it's difficult to kind of match that, to be honest. I don't see it as big as a derby as what obviously the South Wales derby is. What's your opinion on that?
Well, I know when I was growing up, we didn't play Swansea a lot. We played Bristol more. And I used to see Bristol as a derby, but I do like beating the Jacks just to shut them up. I don't think the fan base see Bristol City as a bigger derby as Swansea is. I don't think we'll get the same attendance. I think we'll probably have 20, 21,000 fans. It won't be as loud, I don't think. It's just not the same. I mean, when you play Swansea, that's your rival. Probably Bristol, that's another derby, but it's not the same. But again, we need to make it like hostile as we can. We've got to try and get it going. Get an early goal, settle the fans, set the nerves, and kick on and take the pressure off the players. Because the longer that goes on and it's 0-0, I think it will get to some of them. And I think the last thing you want is it to get 70 minutes, 80 minutes, it's 0-0, and one of our two will crumble. We will end up sitting back. Rhys will end up dropping a midfielder for another defender. Because that's one game we should have won the start of the season. It was Rhys' first game, was Bristol City. 2-1 up, and in 60, 70 minutes, he puts on the defender and goes to the back 5.
Yeah.
And it cost us, takes our attacking players off. So again, it's a game we can't afford to lose, but it's a game we can't afford not to win, I think. So we need an atmosphere, we need an early goal, set the nerves. We've got to put up the sword on the weekend. Yeah,
100% agree. Apparently, Turnbull is getting close to getting back into training. I think he's been back out on the grass this week, I think. Rhys said in his press conference earlier. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of that when he's back in the mix as well. Paul goes on to say, we got pace now in the side, so use it. But also we got to play players in their true positions. Manswerk as the 10. We should have been further back. He was brilliant with Ramsey. It's interesting to see as well, Ollie Tan has fractured his foot. I mean, he's in a boot.
Yeah, but talk about the midfield 3 there now. I remember the 2 best performances we had this season was Plymouth home and then Pompey home, straight after each other, back to back. The midfield 3 that night was Robertson and Turnbull in the middle, and he had Ruben ahead of him as the 10. So if them 3 can fit again, right, and we play, does that mean Chambers has to play defence because them 3 are back in the middle? Because it seems Chambers is undroppable for some reason. I'm not saying he deserves to be dropped. The start of the season he did deserve it, but we never did. So I'm curious to see when everyone's fit again, what he will pick.
Yeah. And we're going to come on to what we think the side is going to be on Saturday. But what was your opinion on Rambo coming back against Stoke on the weekend, and what did you think of his performance? I think obviously we've spoke. Well, I haven't spoke with you, have I? Because obviously I was travelling back on Saturday. So, what was your? Do you think he'll be in the running on Saturday to be involved and potentially start the game?
No, he won't start. On the bench, he'll be. I think we've seen the last really of Ramsey as a starter. I think not because of ability, nothing now, but I think it's basically a fitness thing. If he starts the game, he does 60 minutes, he goes off injured. I'd much rather him come on for the last 30 minutes, tie a defence and midfield, and he got someone who can control the ball, dictate the play, find the pockets of space. I mean, his best game for us was Swansea home last year, and he dominated that 10 position. He was picking up positions in between the midfield and the defence, and Grimes couldn't get near him. I just think he's better come on as again, same with Rolls really. Come on towards the end of the game. Someone with a bit of a technique and can pass it. I think Ruben starts at 10 for me. I want to see Alves start. But I don't know. I just don't. It's great to see Rambo back again, mind, and to see it against Stoke as well. And I thought it was disrespectful. He booed him for 90 minutes. I mean,
I love the fact he went over at the end, though, and he was winding him up. Like, I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, like I get why some clubs boo certain players, but this is someone who had his leg broken against them, and his career is not as. If his leg didn't break against Stoke, he'd have had a much bigger career, in my opinion, and he'd have gone on to bigger and better things. I thought it was disrespectful for them to boo him, but I'm glad he got he got the better of that one. But I don't know. Does the club give him a new deal in the summer? I'd give him a coaching deal, maybe a pay as you play thing. But
yeah, and I'd probably do very similar with Rolls as well, to be honest.
Yeah,
but it'd be interesting to see what happens. Howell says he doesn't hate Bristol as much as the Jacks, but they're damn bloody close. Come on, City. Jonathan Davis says Alves looks like he's got very quick feet. He needs a start, but who gets dropped, O'Dowd or Ashford? Either would be quite harsh.
Ashford, I think.
Yeah, I probably tend to agree with you there, if I'm honest.
That's not against Ashford, but again, you've seen how effective he has been as well, coming on against Millwall and stuff late on in games. I'd give Alves a start on the right, O'Dowd on the left, and see how they get on. And then, 60 minutes, if he's still looking, I've scored, then bring one of them on. So I think Alves looks comfortable on the ball, so he can play 10 if needs to be. I think he really does look like a comfortable player. It's just, I don't know, I want to see Alves start, though.
Yeah, I think he, like I said, I'd start him on the right as well, and sounds harsh having to drop Ashford, because I think he's been brilliant. But I like O'Dowd on that left-hand side as well, and yeah, I just think Alves got probably a little bit more pace than what Ashford has probably got. He looks a bit more dangerous with the ball at his feet. And, this was one of my things about bringing somebody in who can play in a similar position to youngsters that we've got in the club. Is it going to be detriment to what we've already got in the building? And I just think, obviously the games come thick and fast. It's all about how the way the manager manages, the players, I suppose, in the game time that they get. Because no doubt Ashford, he's young, keen, he wants to play every single minute of every game, I would imagine.
You've got to strike a balance as well. I mean, if you're mid-table and you're not like you're safe, but knocking up, you can play youngsters week in, week out, and they get experience and stuff. At the minute, I think with that desperate for some creativity and just a spark, I mean, Alves is the kind of winger, I think, that will cause left back, the full backs problems. They will look to take him out, get a yellow card, give a free kick away rather than letting him past them. We've got to use that. We've got a tall side. We've got to use that to our advantage. So I'd start him on the right-hand side. Again, he's not played much football for a while. He's been injured. So he could do 40, 50 minutes, 60 minutes. Then he can bring Ashford on. If he's run a defence ragged, bring Ashford on and to run past that same defender. It could be a ideal thing, but it's another thing as well. Start of the season, we've seen Ruben being effective with Tanner running off him and stuff. Alves got pace. Maybe Ruben can play that through ball in between the lines of defence, through the channel, and get Alves on the end of things. So,
there's an interesting comment in there, Jonathan. I'll come back to that one about tickets. Do you think Alves can link up with Colwell as good as Tanner does? So I think
that's the thing, because Ruben does like to put the ball, rather than play the ball to feet, he plays the ball into space, and he has run onto it. I think that's what Tanner does well for us. I think Alves got more pace, and I think he will benefit that. But we've got to be wary, because when you play against Ruben, he seems to stick to the right hand side a lot, and it crowds out the right hand side. I think they put an extra man there, and that's why he keeps him quiet. He's got to look to the left hand side as well and get pockets of space up there, and do the same for O'Dowd. I think if you do that, you cause the opposition a lot more problems.
Yeah. Damien's got to shoot. I'll catch you soon, buddy. We'll catch up with you again on Saturday after we've battered Bristol 3-1, but right? You've heard it here first.
4-0.
Callum Robertson with 2, and Sarek will come on and score 1 as well.
See you all fly back from Greece and score 2 goals for us.
He went off injured earlier, didn't he? Apparently playing for right. No idea about tickets. So they were on about it last night. I think Derek and Si. Apparently, is not far off a sellout, but I just find that hard to believe. If I'm completely honest, Bristol bring decent numbers, and they always have brought decent numbers to Cardiff. In fairness, so their end will be packed. I just hope we turn up and we've got, like I said, if we got 23,000, I'd kind of be happy. I'd be frustrated that we don't get more. Don't get me wrong, but I think probably 22, 23 is what I predict.
There's no travel restrictions as well for Bristol fans. They can on the train and stuff in big numbers. And again, they don't play Bristol Rovers often. So to them, we are their big derby. We are the big... No, they hate us more than anyone else other than Bristol Rovers. So it's their big day out for them. So we've got to just, again, nick an early goal, settle our nerves, put them on the back foot, and then go for the kill.
Yeah, right. Let's have a look at some more of the comments before we start wrapping up, and before I ask Rhys to name his starting lineup. Suze asks, so this is interesting now. What keeper would you start? Do you keep Anik in the starting side? Anik
all day for me. I'm sorry, but Horvath does not fill me with confidence whatsoever.
No.
The amount of times rather hold on to the ball, he parries it sometimes, right into the opposition's channels. He just doesn't fill the defensive confidence, me with confidence. He looks nervy all the time.
But do you think Jack Anik is maybe he could do with a bit of a rest type of thing? Obviously, he had a rest against Stoke, and Horvath was well supported by the Cardiff fans, shouting USA and all that.
I hate that chant. I hate that chant.
But I just the last couple of games, Anik. I don't know. He just don't seem. I don't know if he's carrying a niggle. Like the last couple of home games, he'd went down with slight knocks or whatever, and I'm just not sure if he's carrying a knock. I'm not sure.
I think the defence let him down against Pompey a big time. His distribution wasn't the best against Pompey, but they narrowed the pitch. And again, it wasn't the fact that his distribution was poor. It was more a case of we were slow to every ball. Like Pompey won every first ball, every second ball. It was. I stick with Anik. I would. I really wouldn't. I don't trust Horvath. I just don't trust him. I don't know why the club bought him. I don't know what they've seen. I would personally be comfortable if we let him go in the summer. Look to bring a proper number one in. Anik be maybe not a backup. Well, yeah. Backup, but challenge for number one spot there with a new keeper this summer. But I'd let Horvath go this summer. I do not.
I think Matt Turner deserves a start just for waving the corner flag when we beat the Jacks.
But listen, I thought he would have got a start in the FA Cup or something, or or the League Cup, but he didn't. It was Anik starting the League Cup, and then Horvath lost his place, and rightly so. And now Horvath is the cup keeper. But again, I said I'd be happy to see him go in the summer. Nothing is Horvath. It's not worked out, unfortunately. No, it's not for me.
Nice to hear Matty's back in training. Evening, Bradley. Colin says, what does Tanner need to do to get a game? He needs to fix the fracture in his foot now, Col, because apparently he's had a boot on the last couple of weeks, and apparently he's fractured a bone in his foot, mate. So how long he's going to be out for, I'm not sure.
Here's a question, right? You said about Matty's almost back now, right? Where does he even fit in the side now? Because you've got Alves, El Ghazi, I know Tanner's injured, but Ashford. I mean, we've got players who play multiple positions now. He doesn't come on as a sub on the wing for me.
I don't think he will now, but to be honest, and again, that's nothing against him personally. I just think we've got better players ahead of him now. So again, touch wood we don't, but I think he's only getting in the match day squad now. If we pick up perhaps 2 or 3 injuries.
Because we got Rocco Simic on the bench now, so the club must have seen something in him. Salic is on the bench, so he's not coming on as a striker. He's not coming on the wing for me. I don't see where he fits in now. The club sort of knew they were going to sign certain players in January. I'm sort of surprised they kept him. That's nothing against him. I just thought he'd want first team football. He's obviously not in the club's first team plans. It would have been better to move him on and probably look to get a free transfer into something, a cover or a loan in his cover. So When Jamlu's still there, I'm surprised Jamlu's there. You know, there's a few players there I'm surprised are still there. I can't see him playing enough in anywhere.
Phil Jones says he'd start Marshall in goal. I think Rhys would probably start Bartley Bluebird in goal before Howarth back, wouldn't you?
I'd put 10 players on the touch on the goal line. I would honestly, and I've Robertson up top, just a little bit long.
Bradley goes to say, "What did you think of the game?" I think that's obviously Bradley said he went to the Portsmouth game. Jonathan didn't know about Tanner's foot. I only knew today, to be fair. John says the defence seems more confident with Anik, even if form suggests Howarth. I would stay with Anik. Yeah, agreed with you, buddy. Agreed. So when I read the last couple, Rhys, start thinking of your starting side, but you can probably go off the top of your head anyway what you're thinking. But did you see Kanga's shot a few days ago? Almost hit the corner flag. Still travelling, I think.
3 million paid today.
It should arrive any time now. Jamie says the problem is, Rhys, what will the new manager do in the summer? I'll tell you, he will give everyone a clean sheet, something we can't do.
But there's a thing, though. We don't know who the manager of the summer will be. We have no idea who the manager is going to be. At this rate, again, nothing against Rhys, but 3 wins in 18 games, the last 18 league games, suggests that he won't be there in the summer. I mean, you look at any other club right now, right? If their manager had this kind of form, 3 wins in 18 games, they'd be sacked. I'm not saying Rhys should be sacked, but any other club, he would have gone by now. I just think the club are now at the point where they're thinking, we can't afford to have 3 different managers in one season and still hope to stay up. Because it just shows how disastrous the decision-making has been yet again.
Here's a comment for you. Mr. Blobby in goal. I gotta tell you, Robert Boyle is not a bad goalkeeper in fairness. So that's a bit harsh, that is, Jim. Oh, it's all fun and games, isn't it? It's all fun and games. Right. So before we start wrapping up, what's your starting 11 for Saturday then, buddy?
Anik in goals. Hands down Anik in goals. And captain for me. Right back, Reno. Centre half, you can have Gutas and Fish. Left back, Bagan. But I'd probably have Gutas closer to Bagan and Reno Motor closer to Fish. So there's experienced player next to a youth player. So that otherwise you're not having one side overloaded with youngsters. Chambers in the 6 in front of him. I'd tell him not go further than the halfway line. Your job is to shield the back 4. I'd have Mansberg next to him then, box to box, up and down, look to create something. Ruben 10, but he can't stick to the right hand side. He has to use the left hand side, get in pockets of space. Out and out wingers, not inside forwards like we always play. Stay wide. Alves on the right or down on the left. Robertson 10. I think to play off the shoulder of the Bristol defence, I think we have to, and then change it up a bit later on. But the amount of times the ball goes to the full-back, they look ahead, and our wingers are playing so narrow, there's no one to pass to. It's so frustrating. Stay wide, you're a winger. Don't come inside, stay wide, and exploit the space. That's my formula. That's my lineup.
Nice. Paul says give Rob a pair of gloves and play him. Do a good job, I reckon. Jonathan Davis has played left centre-back at the start of the season. He didn't like it and it don't suit him.
To be fair, he was next to Chambers at the start of the season, and most of the goals we conceded came through errors by Chambers, and nothing against him, but he's just a different player in midfield, so Gutas might do a decent job on left centre-half with a different player next to him, so...
It's an interesting one. It's something I think I mentioned the other day. I don't think Jack Anik is probably getting pushed enough, to be honest, at the moment. Colin says, until we get decent goalkeepers, we will never be successful. Which, yeah, is an interesting one, isn't it? I like Jack Anik, but I personally think he must be carrying a knock or an injury because he just doesn't look like Jack Anik of old. Then,
like I do feel for him because he come in when he signed him. He was number 2 to Ryan Allsop, who I thought was a very poor shot stopper. He was decent with his ball at his feet, but I thought Ryan Allsop was absolutely shocking as a ball stopper. And the fact we sold him for money to Hull, fair play. His agent did a wonderful job there.
Didn't last long either, though, did he?
No. Well, that's what what's his name? Rhodri got sacked because the owner didn't like Allsop, and Rhodri kept playing him. And then he comes in, and then we signed Horvath, and I think Horvath's not the best keeper. We had Runnerson come in. Again, he loses his place. Runnerson. I like Garnick, I do. I think the defence has let him down big time this season. I think, but then again, can you blame the players or do you blame the transfer committee for signing these players? I mean, if we keep signing players who keep performing bad, surely is the club signing players not good enough? And that, again, I don't think the club get enough accountability for that. I mean, it starts at the top for me, and it just seeps its way down. And until the top is gone, I think this will continue year after year.
Yeah. Right, so we're gonna finish up, guys. Rhys, what's your prediction for Saturday, buddy?
My heart says a 4-0 win to Cardiff. I think we'll punish them. My head says it'll be a 2-1 win to Cardiff.
I'm going for a 3-1 win. Be interesting to see what you get the guys in the comments thing. I think let us know. Also, this week after the show's gone live. We'll do a little bit of a competition, right? So whoever's closest to the match day attendance, Rob Boyle will buy you a pint of Carlin at the next live event. So whoever gets the closest to the match day attendance, make sure you put it in after we finish the live show. Rob will buy you a pint of Carlin, and perhaps I'll get you a packet of pork scratchings or something.
And even if you're not close, Rob will still buy you a pint. That's a guarantee.
He's a member now of Splott Cons Club, so he gets discounted beer. So yeah, it's a no-brainer.
What did you say tonight? He needs to buy 31 pints to make a profit on his membership.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much he paid, £10 or £15, I think, for his membership card, which at the end of the day is good. He's supporting Splott Cons, which is a great venue for the live events. Carly and Jordan do a great job down there of hosting the nights. So he's and Jordan's a massive Cardiff City fan himself. I think both his boys play for the younger age groups. So hopefully in a few years' time they'll be able to come back and do a live event at Splott Cons for us. But thank you very much for everybody for taking part. Like I said, if you are watching for the first time, hit that subscribe button. It really does help us out. If you do want to become a member, have a look at the information scrolling across the bottom of the screen. If you can support us for the price of a cup of coffee a month, we really would appreciate it. Sai is back tomorrow for the preview. Myself and Rhys then are back on Saturday evening, hopefully to discuss a positive performance and 3 points gained.
A 4-0 win.
But you just never know, do you? Plymouth go to Luton next Wednesday, apparently, and then we got Plymouth a week Saturday. I mean, that's another. Yeah. We got too early. We got 2 half-12 kickoffs on the bounce now.
They're trying to again. Is Sky Sports doing it to make fans stay home and pay the money to watch on TV, which I think is disgusting. So I can't stand Sky Sports, BT Sport, all them. Absolutely disgrace that they're killing football.
Anybody in the chat going to Plymouth away as well? I'm taking the boy down for Plymouth away, so I shall be there. If anybody else is going, let us know in the chat as well after the live event, and I'll buy you a pack of Space Raiders when I see you. Pickle anyone as well.
I'll be in the Canton 103 on Saturday, so if anyone sees me, just come and say hello.
Happy day. So I'm going 3-1. You were going 4-0, I think you said, didn't you?
Yeah. Ever the optimist.
Thanks very much, guys, and we shall see you on Saturday. Up the city.